All right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube channel. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. If you're a member of the channel, massive respect to you lot. And how to become a member, please do click the join button. So the biggest question everyone will be asking, is he the man for the job? JFF have actually announced officially that the new coach of the Jamaican senior men's team will be Mr. Steve McLaren. Who is he? What style he plays? And is he going to be the one pushing us forward? That's the question everyone will want to ask. Or that's what people will be asking at this point. Obviously, we just had Mr. Halgrims resigned, played some games and got some good results, but a lot of people never liked his style, including myself. Not going to hide it. Yes. So is it Stephen McLaren to get the job? Let me know. Let me go through it and see who he is as an individual. All right. So as you saw, right on the transfer market, where in which you go and get all the data on players and also coaches. You can go back and check their history, styles of plays, and then you can go and match it with videos. If you're an analyst or something, you can always break down the games to see if you can get closer and closer to it. So this is what JFF post. Please help us welcome the new coach of the Jamaica senior men's national team, Mr. Stephen McLaren. All right, and it's stated Steve McLaren, different spelling though. All right, so let me go straight through it to let you know. So he's 63 years old at this point. Definitely not an old age for a manager, to be honest, because between I would say between 40 and 65 might be the ages for managers at this point. So on the age side, I think it's still okay. You can take the pressure from Jamaica, because you know Jamaica is a different level of pressure. All right, so anyways, he was born in Fulford, York. That's in England. All right. He has a UEFA Pro license, as to what they're stating here, which we expected that, because the level of teams that he has actually coached over the years. If he didn't have a UEFA Pro license, that would be something very bad. So he has one of the highest licenses in the world. So when you look at his history now, what I like about it, all right, his history, what I like about it, all right, so this is where he started. This is where he started. Oxford in 1992, July 1st, 1992, and that ran through to April 26, 1995. So that's with Oxford U18. So he started to gain the knowledge there. Then they upped him to Oxford United assistant management. So that is the main team from 1995 to the end of June. So that was some months, all right, some months right there. And then he moved from there to Derby as the assistant in 1995, which is July the 1st to January 31st, 1999. So he spent a while there. Then he came in as the assistant manager for Manchester United on February the 1st, 1999 to June 30th, 2001. So he spent a year plus there. All right. Then he goes in as the England assistant manager from November. So this was running through the same time, him being as an assistant with the actual Manchester United team. So November 1st, 2000 to November 30th, 2002. Then he went to Middlesbrough as a manager this time. So this is one of his first main job. All right. This was July 1st, 2001 to 2006, June 30th. He played 250 games there. So he gets a full feel of the real management level. And you know that Middlesbrough is always a team. Middlesbrough is like the Southampton team, but kind of don't get that success over the last at the top flight over the last 10 years. But they're always consistently in between the championship. I would say there are within the last 15 to 20 years, they're always a bottom tier Premier League team to the top of a League One. They're always in between that realm. They can find ballers. They have always played solid system, and he was a part of a solid system there. We have to be honest. All right. Then after that, he went on to go to England assistant, and then he finally got the England full job here, which was August 1st 2006, and it serves him 18 games to November 22, 2007, right there. So far he's having some good stints so far, and we have to give him respect on that as it relates to the amount of positions he gets and the quality of those positions. And if you check his performances, which I did, he did reasonably well there. His style of play, I thought that his style of play, which is very much important, was not really fine-tuned as yet. This is where he started to fine-tune his system. All right, Darlington, he took up the Darlington job in 2008, May 1st. That lasts until June 30th. All right, then you have FC Twente. This is where I thought that he had gotten the experience. 101 games at FC Twente, and I thought that he improved his overall style. Went from FC Twente to Wolfsburg. All right, so he spent 2008 to 2010 at FC Twente, and then he took up the Wolfsburg job right after that, and he spent one season there, 24 games in Germany. Came back to England, Nottingham Forest as the manager, spent a short stint there, only 13 games. So went back to FC Twente, and he had spent a full season there, 63 games right there, and from 2012 to 2013 went to QPR as the assistant manager and spent just a few months there. Went to Derby as the manager from 2013 to 2015, 94 games there. And then, the more popular jobs that most of you guys will be familiar with, the Newcastle job for 1 year, 2015 to 2016. Went back to Derby, spent a year there. So you realize it's some short stint now. Then he goes to Tel Aviv just for a few months. Then he goes back to QPR, one full season. Then he was the technical director for a year at Derby County. And you know that's the time when Derby County had the serious set of problems. All right. So I have to read a little bit more to figure out what really went wrong there. All right. But you had some money issues. Ravel Morrison and those guys went there, and they had to get pay cuts, and they got deduction because of all sorts of backroom problems. All right. Then he was an advisor of management a little bit after, obviously, because they are trying to fix things. And then after that, he left, and from 2022, he was at Manchester United, and he left Manchester United to join here, Jamaica, July 31st. That's what they're saying at this point, and it's written at the JFF. Style of play, I think he tweaks a little bit more than the natural English style management. I think he can get more technical footballers playing, and he mixed the Dutch football later on in his style, the Dutch football with his still English style. So based off who we have, which is more English based players, I think it can work. It can work. I'm not saying that he's flat out the man for the job, because you got to see him on the field with these players for we to know if he's the man for the job. And we have to know what the job actually is, because maybe the job, he has experience to do a lot more than just qualifying the team. But what maybe the main priority is to qualify the team. All right, and that is still going to be a tough task, because he has no time. He has to go in, win those games, and then still hope that he gets a favorable draw. And if he doesn't, he has to come out on top as well, which I think is very much not fair to any manager taking up this job. All right, so the priority should not be, oh, you should have to qualify for World Cup. I think the priority should be stabilize the senior men's football, and if you can put little focus on and still want to qualify. Your intention should still, you want to qualify, but the priority from the JFF should not be forcing them to qualify. All right, because I think it's already difficult because these guys are going to come in with different systems. He plays completely different football than Al Grimston, so that's something else people has to adjust to, and they're going to jump in games, important games, instant. So my take for that is we have to wait and see, and it all comes down to what are the priorities going forward. If it's to take him to the World Cup, it might be possible. He might can steady the ship fast enough. He has the respect based off his CV to deal with quality players coming in, because Jamaica has quality players. If you're going to match it to the rest of the people and that we're playing in the region, we have some of the best players them in this region. So he command that respect. All right, because he has the CV. I think he might have the biggest CV out of everyone over the players them. I don't think Al Grimston had the CV over the players them. All right, yes. So I think he can get them on board, and I think his style might take a little while, a couple of games for you to start see it. And the good thing is we're going to get the Nations League, so that is important. So he can use that to see if he can get through that. Maybe the Nations League might not be a success, as in we move on to the next level, but at least it might be a success to get the team stabilized. All right, so first, if it's to qualify for the World Cup, we have to wait and see until the end of the Nations League to see if the team is settling down in his system fast enough to stabilize the overall Jamaica senior program and get the respect from the JFF. I think he might can command that respect from the JFF, and no quota system, no stupidness, and all of those things. All right, so I think if it's to stabilize Jamaica football and to give them a style of play, even though maybe it's not the one that everyone would like, I think he could pull that off. All right, but to make it to the World Cup, I am not certain if that's going to be a surety, because the World Cup system is kind of different from Concacaf, and you have games instant, and as you come in, and you have to stabilize everything. So it's very tough to answer that one. But it's all where your priority lies. If it's to stabilize Jamaica football, as you clearly saw, he gets forced in a lot of situations. FC Twente, Derby County, and Manchester United, all of those were failing situations that he went into. And I want to say that it got stabilized. So the management part of his style might be slightly helpful. All right, because Jamaica football needs some management. That is facts. All right, that needs some management. So that is something that they need to work on. And I think he could be the man for that. So it all comes down to where your priorities lies. You heard Mr. Al Grimston talked about he stabilized this fight between the overseas and local. They don't hear much of that. He qualified them for things that they have not done before. And it's all because he stabilized that. I do believe that he can come in and continue stabling that situation, because that is something for 30 years we had the problems with it, even though people would not want to admit it, but that is something. So for me, I think he could stabilize a system for Jamaica. Yes, and a system is very much important. You just saw Cuba qualifying for the World Cup. You saw smaller teams doing good, Denmark doing good. System is very much important. So he could be a man that might not be successful as the manager, but still can step up and be the overall director of management. Maybe something that Jamaica would want more than anything else. So Steve McLaren is the one that they are saying will be taking over Jamaica. Read his history, research as much. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Is he the man for whatever priority you set for him? Smash a like button, share. Bye-bye.